you are seeing me for your first time, I'm happy to be here today. I'm an accountant by profession and Emerald Global Leader. I'm your trainer for the day. But most importantly, I'm going to be talking about a topic I love so much. It's called inviting. Now, for me personally, when I started network marketing, the biggest struggle for me in the beginning were two things. I always tell it to everyone, it was prospecting and inviting. But the biggest one among the two was this one. Now, I'll tell you why inviting was a problem. I don't know if you have been in your MLM journey when you start a business and then they tell you that you have to get numbers, you have to get leads, you have to talk to people, you have to share about the business. Now, my problem was one. I ended up going on social media, I ended up getting my name list and started a business. I had so many leads. But every time I held the phone to call them, I don't know if it was poor reluctancy or it was the lack of words, I started overthinking. I started reaching that point whereby I woke up in the morning and asked myself, but why is it so hard for me to pick up the phone and call someone? Now, the challenge was I had not understood what it is that I had been doing wrong. And the first thing I was doing wrong was not appreciating that inviting is the most important tool in network marketing. Because you can be very good at prospecting. Have you ever seen someone who's very good at prospecting and then they fail to have guests in a room? It's a very big challenge. Why? Because whenever they pick up that phone, they're not intentional about what they prospected that person for. Some of you are becoming I don't know if I can say it like a call center, but some of you have started collecting numbers, you know? You've been good at collecting numbers, you collect them, you package them, you keep them in the name list, and then you never call this person. Now, this is the challenge I faced, and I want to show you how to overcome it. Now, what inviting really means. Now, here it's saying, inviting is opening a door to a conversation. Now, for me personally, I know for a fact that when I'm inviting, I don't just invite. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But I rarely, it's like 1% do I invite strangers. Now, I know you will disagree with me, some of you in the room today, but why do I feel like discouraged when I call a stranger? Because whenever you pick up a phone and call a stranger, the biggest thing this person is asking themselves over the phone is, who are you? What do you want from me? But most importantly, how can you help me and why did you choose me? Now, many of us have this mistake because we are trying to get numbers by force. You find a person 1 month old in network marketing here, and then this person is calling people he doesn't know, right? Now, it's not a bad thing, but then think about it, friends. How many of you are still inviting your warm market and hot market? By show of hands. By show of hands. Huh? How many of you are inviting your warm market? Okay, for those who don't know warm market and hot market and hot market are very close friends. Warm market are friends who are people we know, but they may not know us after some long time, but if you remind them, they can be like, oh, kumbe, it is you. How many of you are inviting those kinds of people? By show of hands. Okay, how many of you are inviting strangers? By show of hands. How many of you don't want to put up your hands like prospects and you leave the room? By show of hands this time. Yeah? People, let's participate. We're trying to solve our problem here, which is inviting, right? But the biggest thing that you have to understand to overcome this problem of inviting is knowing who to call. Many of the times we find this problem because we are struggling to connect our conversation to bring someone here. Why? Because the person you have to first build with them rapport, you maybe know them and they trust you enough to come. There's a lady who my upline had given me once in my previous company. It was a referral list. You know these referrals? I got this referral list and I called this lady. This lady made me hate cold market people. She asked me, why have you got my number? Who gave it to you? You know, you tell me before you continue about your project. I picked my courage. I said that, Madam, it was so and so person. I read the name on the contact list. She said, let me call this guy. She hung up on me. She called the person, then called me back. I got someone who has time. This person had time for me. She told me, don't just call people's numbers. Don't. I got so scared about the cold market, and I almost stopped doing network marketing. But I realized that the essence of all this was trying to create what? A conversation. I just called this woman out of the blue. I think she was having a bad day. And that's the problem with cold calling. You know, when you're cold calling, you start calling people and you don't know what kind of mood they're in. Maybe you call a person who's having a mood swing. You've called a person who's just, the girlfriend has broken up with him. You're calling someone who has left the wedding and then they robbed him. You're calling all kinds of people. At that particular moment, it's very, very frustrating. But also equally, if you choose to call, create curiosity. Tell your neighbor curiosity. Not pressure. The hardest thing for me was this thing of what is it all about? That question, it has been something. We're blessed here at OQATA Wellness Solutions. We are still a new company. So even if you tell someone it's about OQATA Wellness Solutions, someone may not know it, someone may not have heard about it, or probably it may be something we have already started getting a small idea about. But the beauty about this curiosity is it makes someone feel like they want to come and find out what is it that's more there, right? Because many times when you give someone the whole, it's like when you take an example of when you're inviting someone to come for a birthday party. And then you tell this person that we're going to be having this and this person, and they're going to be at the event, and they're going to make sure they come. Maybe the person who's a guest speaker or whatever may not be that person they want to meet. But if you tell them we're going to meet a number of people, it's going to be at this place, it's going to be amazing, a lot of fun and games, maybe that person will come to find out more. So same thing with our business. When you pick up that phone call, the idea is to not give everyone everything on the phone. It's just giving them a small glimpse. Have you ever seen trailers of movies? Have you ever seen trailers of movies? Does the trailer play the whole movie inside there? It gives you just something, that thing that leaves you with that balance of I should go for this movie or I think I shouldn't. Even when it's a boring movie. Have you ever seen a boring trailer? Yeah? Friends, have you ever seen a boring trailer? But we have seen boring movies. Do you know why the trailer is never boring? It is meant to bring you to the cinema. And having paid for the ticket, there's no way out. Just like in network marketing. When you come for the presentation, chances are high that you will see and maybe love the business, or probably you'll have questions and then they answer them, right? So same thing with our business, create curiosity. Then being natural and authentic. Being natural and what? Authentic. How many of you are using scripts to invite? By show of hands, be open. It's okay, no problem. How many of you are using scripts to invite? Do you feel that those scripts are like, if you say, when you say those words, do you feel like those words are you? You feel like them, right? Then that's a good script. How many of you are saying scripts, using scripts, and you feel like, these words are not for me? Like you even know that even you, the person, if you landed and you called a warm market person, they believe that you're lying. They even tell you on the phone, James, you have changed too much. How many of you have ever experienced that script? Someone in the audience has experienced that script. Those scripts exist. Now, the biggest thing about it is the idea behind inviting scripts. The idea behind them is to make sure that they guide you. They're not supposed to be said sometimes word by word, depending on how you've got used to using the script. Some of you own these words and you make them yours. That's the best kind of what? Script. But then if you have not yet got comfortable and you're calling your warm market, sometimes you can edit the script. It's allowed. Because even me, I've been victim of a point whereby I've called someone and then I have a script in front of me and I say like maybe the first 4 lines, then everything after that is now natural, right? Now, this is what we're using. Being natural and authentic is very, very important. Then number 2, the last one rather, is understanding the prospect's mindset. This one's quite difficult to do when you're calling cold market. Again, it's quite difficult to do when you're calling strangers. That's why we are lucky enough in our cold referral list. Sometimes we have the occupation of someone, right? You have the occupation. If the person is a doctor, they'll say that this person is a doctor. But then there are those people whose jobs change. Have you ever been there and then you call a person and then say, because you're an accountant, he said, I wasn't an accountant now. Now I'm something else. That's the problem sometimes, again, with cold market. So understanding the prospect's mindset is very important. Then keeping your emotions low and posture high. Keeping the emotions low. How many of you are tired of making phone calls at some point? You're invited, you're in the calling circle, and then someone has abused you too much. The first 5-10 phone calls have been someone firing you because you're, people have said, no, I'm not interested, don't call me, they blacklist you. Why have you got my number? You reach phone call number 5 and you tell your upline, let me come back, and he never sees you that day. You've gone to the following day. Have you ever experienced that? So do you have people? Yes, it does happen. But the understanding is this, friends. When you're inviting, you have to remove the idea that everyone will come, right? You be expecting the good, and you be hopeful for the good, but if the worst happens, you have to understand that your emotions have to remain in check. But posture is again not arrogance. I want to differentiate the two. Having posture should be separated from arrogance. Am I speaking to someone? When you get the phone call and then we say maintain posture, sometimes it's important to know that the person you may be calling or may be calling from the other side if you know them, it's very important to understand that this posture of ours is not meant to rub someone off the wrong way, right? Where you tell someone, come find me at your office, then the person genuinely says that sometimes I may be a bit busy and then it's hard for me to come out of office. How about if we meet at a nearer place near my office? And then you tell them, it's okay to tell them that, you know what, I'm actually also genuinely busy at times, but I think I can make time on this day. Maybe it's not the day they gave you, but then you suggest another day and see how it fits in their program. Am I speaking to someone? Vis-a-vis when you tell the person, or the person tells you that, Charles, I'm working from 9 to 5. Me leaving my job is tough for me. I can't make it. But I would love to make it on another day. The days I've given you are the ones that I have. I'm a very busy person. If you don't come at all. Like, now there, you've changed from posture to now becoming what? Arrogant. Am I speaking to someone? The biggest thing that for me as a person I don't like is when you're inviting someone and you start to even shout at them, you start to command them. These are not kids you may be calling. Right? These are people who are above 18. So I'm imagining by the time you sit down and you have the emotions to call them, they also have the emotions to give you time. They can just press the red button and then they hang up on you, right? Then your script becomes useless. But it's very important to understand the posture should never switch to arrogance. Now, moving on, the importance of a good invite. We put it here like this. Now, the first thing a good invite should do should set the tone. Tell your neighbor, set the tone. I always tell people that whenever you make phone calls, I remember our upline used to tell us, sometimes it's even welcome or it's allowed to move around a little bit. You gain the energy, you stand up, you make movement, and then you gain even the confidence to make that phone call and talk to that person. Because the tone that you set from the beginning should mirror. There's that book called Alan Pease. If you read it, get time. It's a very beautiful book. It shows you the essence of mirroring someone. You may call someone and they're in a meeting and they're whispering. Then for you, because you have no meeting, my name is da 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 da. Hey, even has someone ever put you like this off the phone because you're shouting? It is very tough. So whenever you greet someone, greet them with excitement and enthusiasm. Yes, the first thing they should feel from you is that energy. They should feel it from you. That one is a must. It's non-negotiable. When someone calls you, they should feel that you've entered that day with excitement. Even them, they should feel that you're excited about what you're sharing. But then again, don't shout. If there are those kinds of people who are very calm, down to earth, don't shout. You may blast their eardrum and then they hang up on you. But the most important thing is you have to set the tone, right? If you set the tone, you'll be very precise and very direct, it will be easier. Then builds trust from the first interaction. Again, this training, I think you've seen, many times this may not relate to a lot of people here because we're doing a lot of cold calling. Now, cold calling is not the problem. It's cold prospecting that's the problem. I want to differentiate the two. Cold calling has never been the problem. It's cold prospecting. By cold prospecting, I mean, when you reach out to someone, you say, hi, how are you? And you greet them, right? For example, if I sat down and, let me use this lady who's standing in front of me. What's her name? She's on the phone. Sharon, right? Now, imagine if I was inviting Sharon. I don't know how she doesn't know me. I said, hi, how are you? My name is Abdulaziz. Do you know what her response is going to be naturally? I'm good. How are you? My name is who? Now, this is where we are setting the tone to come and build the trust, right? Immediately, I've told her my name. Most of the times, whenever you're doing an invitation, it's give and take, right? Especially with cold prospects. Especially with cold what? Prospects. When I gave her my name, automatically, I forced her to pull out hers, right? Then when I tell her, Sharon, it's a pleasure to meet you. My day is going well. How about yours? Are you seeing? You're asking those poking questions. We call them, I think they called them, forgotten the one they call them in the book. But there are those poking questions that someone has to eventually give you a response about, right? Now, time from time, you're going to realize that if you don't have trust with the person you're calling, it's quite tough for them to actually want to come and meet you. There's some, especially ladies, whenever you call a lady and she's 50-50 about whether she should come, sometimes they disappoint you, right? But in actual sense, they just, in their hearts of hearts, they have not yet trusted you yet. So the biggest challenge they do is they have a bridge that they are trying to fill, which is that bridge of trust. Because I don't know you. You're a stranger. You got my number yesterday, you're calling me today, and then you want me to join your business today. Does that make sense? How many of you were strangers, they did that to you and you joined? They called yesterday, you came today, and you paid today. How many of you are like that? Look at the room, friends. Look at the room. 1%. 1%. So that means the other 99% of you were people who actually got some time to build trust with them. But then you want to invite someone you called yesterday. You build trust with them over the phone call, in whichever way. Maybe they are so desperate and they're looking for an opportunity, they come, and you're blessed enough that they attend the presentation. But if they tell you they don't have money, you want to put them in a corner. The closing corridor is there, you know? You hide with them there and you fix them until they come out with money. Friends, we're not in the business of arresting people and money. We're in the business of network marketing. Now, if you want to grow with this person and build with them a business, you're going to teach them the things you do, by the way. The things you do from the beginning are the things that person is going to copy and paste. Am I speaking to you? Yes. The things that person who invited you has done, you're probably going to do them unnaturally. Like, your body is going to find yourself doing them. That's why there's a certain style of business a group of people are doing, and then you find the same group of people are the same people doing the same exact way. And it's not because they have any other way, it's because they also did it to them, right? Now, this comes and says, determine whether your prospect will show up. Now, that's the trust factor. If you have no trust, the person will never show up. Chances are high that you'll have the perfect message, but no messenger to give it to. Like, there's no one receiving the what? The message. Simply because trust was already not what? One. Then boost your confidence and clarity. That's what a good invitation is supposed to do. When you call someone and then someone finally comes, do you know what that does to you as a downline or as a business builder? It makes you feel like people can actually come for my business. And that's the first thing that every one of us wants to achieve when they get on a phone call. Across the other side, someone wants to pick up the phone, have someone come for a presentation. But it will only happen when you've built rapport and eventually you've called that person to come. Then it helps you create a professional image. Now here, when you look at creating a professional image, it's simply because when you're inviting people, you don't want to sit here for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you've dressed up, showed up every day, and you're not having guests. So a good invite will make sure that you avoid that kind of thing. Then, 3 types of invitation. Direct invitation. Now, indirect and eventually super indirect. Then there's event-based and eventually social media. How many of you are using direct invitation? Like you're just calling the person directly on the phone call. It's not a crime. Then how many of you are using indirect? This is now referral, a third party, you're calling a friend of a friend. How many of you are using those ones? Indirect approach. Friends, let's all stand up. First stand up. Let's stand up. There's something wrong here. This is how you begin your day. Then you bore our guests on a Monday. You have Mr. James Sebugala on the presentation as a profile. You have Hajar doing the plan. You have Farida closing. Then they ask you left and right, and then you're the same people not opening your mouth. Turn to your neighbor, warm your hands. First, warm your hands, warm your hands, warm your hands, rub them, rub them, rub them. There's something wrong with my audience. Rub your hands, rub them, until they become super hot. Rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them. Just give your neighbor a gentle high five. Some of you may give them wounds. Gentle, gentle, you may give them wounds. Some of you are former farmers and you may give someone an injury. Just gentle what? High five. Please sit down now. The energy has come back. Hassan, maybe we should request us and play us a song and we dance. Because something is wrong. We can't begin like a Monday like this. Right? Yeah, they can't begin a Monday like this. Now, super indirect invitation. This one, I remember I used it a lot. I would call someone looking for another person so that that person can instead also come with the other person. How would I use it? Let me show you how I'd use the super indirect approach. I'd be like, hi John, how are you? Abdulaziz speaking here. John, I've looked for all through my contacts. I've been looking for Frank and his number. But let me tell you, I failed to find Frank's number. I've been looking for Frank because I have a business, a hot business deal I have to share with Frank. It just came across my desk and I knew it's the next best thing. And if I don't meet Frank, I may end up what? Not working today. Please, do you have Frank's number? Chances are high, if John is looking for an opportunity, what do you think John will say? You start asking those funny questions. And then now, you'll be like, well, I was going to invite Frank, but if you also have Frank's number, you can share it with me and you can also come. I think I may have some space for one or two people. You know, I kept this reservation for Frank and his friend, but maybe I can add you instead on it. You get where I'm coming from? You've used the super indirect invitation. Now, this one worked for me a lot because I had friends who are very nosy. Do you have friends who are nosy? Like they can't mind their own business. I had very many friends who can't mind their own business. So how I would invite them is I would tell them I'm looking for Sharon, yet I know I have Sharon's number in my inbox. I know I have it, but I wanted Sharon to invite Ruth. And at the same time, I also wanted Ruth to come with who? Sharon. But then, how would I do that without psychologically telling Sharon about what I wanted from her? That was a tricky part. And that's why I thank God for the super indirect what? Approach. Now, event-based invitation, these ones are the easiest. How many of you are printing cards? You printing cards? This one is the easiest. They're beautiful printers, like those tickets and those cards we usually used to have. We go out there, you call someone and then tell them, I found a business that's going to make us what? Rich. How? Come for the event, come for the event, come for the event. Some people even used to make extra money during the events. They would print these cards and charge people for their cards. You know, when someone pays for a card, you know that one is a serious prospect. Have you ever landed on someone who pays for a card? Hey, those ones are serious. This isn't social media invitation. This one, I use it a lot. I've got a lot of people from this. Social media where you talk, create a video, whatever it is about an event upcoming, and people start asking you, how can I attend? How can I attend? How can I attend? I love this one also because it makes it easier to reach many numbers of people. You know, you can't be everywhere all the time, right? So how do you get to those larger numbers of people? Through social media. You know, I was supposed to make another training about this, but I think I'll do it next week. Now, the psychological bit of inviting. Now, point number one states that people respond to confidence. I want to think about this, especially the ladies. The ladies will agree with this statement. If a gentleman asks you that I want to take you out, let me give two scenarios. A gentleman calls you, he tells you, Afwa, I think it has been this time when I've been thinking of going out with you. I'm not sure if you will come, but I'm thinking if you come, I think we shall have. He's thinking. Tell your neighbor he's thinking. Tell your neighbor he's thinking. Now, he's not exhuming confidence to Afwa to want to come out together with you, right? But then there's option number two. A person who's going to come and say, hi Afwa, how are you? How have you been? It's been long since I've gone out, and I thought of taking you out with me because I wanted someone to give me company, right? I know a very good place where I eat food from, usually. It makes the best Indian food. If me and you come, we can try Indian food. Are you a fan of Indian food? Maybe she'll say no, maybe she'll say yes. If she's not a fan, you say, oh, it's unfortunate. I would have loved to take you, but I think they also have local food there. Come, please tag along with me. We can catch up and we talk about other things as we're together. Now, after, chances are high, you've already instated it in our mind that you want someone to give you company. Chances are also high that now you've told her, even now for the ladies, this is music to their ears. She's not going to touch her pocket. She's escorting you. You understand? And now it makes it even much better when you've even told her where you want to take her, right? Then curiosity drives action. Now that's the part in that conversation that's very key. I've told her there's something I want to share with you. Probably it's that extra thing that you don't give someone all the content over the phone. It makes it so tough for someone to understand what it is that you're inviting them for when you've already told them everything over the phone. You come for the business meeting we're going to be talking about products. We have 11 products. In fact, I'm telling you, they're coming from America. Our manufacturers, Earth's Creation, these are very beautiful products. Then they're going to talk about the business part. There are 4 packages. In fact, we will even have the highest package at 5.5. And then we even have an opportunity to go meet the people who are successful. There are guys who have made a lot of money. Someone made 54 million. You are giving the person all the information over the what? The phone. Chances are high there's no curiosity over the phone. Now, the other thing we're going to say, people dislike feeling pressured. I've never come for a presentation ever at my point in life when I was being invited for network marketing by a person who was calling me over and over again. Like he called me today, he called me in the morning, he called me in the afternoon, he called me in the evening. Like, okay, I've understood that you want to see me, but then that pressure is not necessary, right? Then, clear communication removes fear. Clear communication removes what? Many people are hiding the reason also again. Like we said, we just need to give people a trailer of what we're inviting them for. This should be like a what? A trailer. Why have you got my number? I've got your number because there's a business I'm doing that I'm expanding here in Africa, particularly in Uganda. I'm looking for a few key people to expand it with me. It deals in health and wealth. And it make it more exciting if you come and see it with your own 2 eyes. Get to hear from the people who have actually done it and benefited a lot from it. And I want you, as one of my special friends, to come along with me, right? Now, many times, when your information is half-baked, or it's having a lot of question marks, you've not answered that question of what is it all about, people start to think that there's something you want from them. It's by default. I don't know why Ugandans are negative, but somehow they're negative. You give them information half-baked, the person's not coming. Chances are if they come, those ones are the few risk takers, or those ones who are looking for something as they were looking, you found them looking also, right? Then, connection builds trust. Many times, I've talked about trust. You see the words that are repeating? Friends, there are words repeating in our training. There's trust, there's pressure, there's curiosity, and there's confidence. These words have repeated so much in this training. Am I speaking to someone?
Yes.
Because many times we're inviting people, and people feel like they're pressured to come. You start putting them on gunpoint. If you don't come, I tell you, no. You have to remove the fear because the person doesn't know you. So how else are you going to remove the fear if you haven't built trust with this person? Chances are high that you're not going to give them all the information because you're again trying to maintain what? Curiosity. That's another reason why many of us are calling cold markets because we're not sitting down. Uplines, do you have uplines in the house today? I'm not hearing uplines. I want to hear uplines. Not John, you. I want to hear uplines. Uplines, do you have uplines in the house today?
Yes.
I want you to take time. Take time. Stop being lazy. Take time and use a memory jogger with your team. Many of you have made the referral a Bible. Do you know why? Because you have refused to do that activity with your team. You've refused to remind them where their actual needs are. You've refused to tell this person, how can you get new people? In their first month, they're calling strangers. In a person's first month, you're calling strangers. And you know why that is? Why people are failing to sponsor? You find that we have big numbers here in the office, and we find that when you check the sales of the day, the sales are low. Sometimes because people are calling strangers. There's no trust. There's no trust. This is a business that involves money, friends. The fastest way to make money in network marketing is deal with people who know you and you know them and they like you and they trust you and they believe in you. Simple. If they are strangers, take them through the process. Let them know you today. They find a reason to trust you. They eventually love the business for what it is, and then they eventually join you. You know what we'll do? Even retention will be easy. But then we have seen also a group of people sponsor, people quit. Cold market, people join. Join is not a problem because people look for opportunity. But then why is it that 1 month after, someone doesn't make it past 1 month? Think about it. You're going to remain in that phase of building and building and building. You work for your money until you die. Friends, network marketing is built on leverage. Tell your neighbor leverage. Tell your neighbor leverage. If you want to understand the sweetness of leverage, wake up and know the money that can be made without your effort. You saw the checks of people being paid in 3 months. How much someone can make in what? 3 months. You saw someone's making almost an emerald car check in 3 months. Did you know that? There's someone being paid money worth an emerald car check in how many months? 3 months. And then there you are calling a stranger. After you come, you do what, then they abuse you, then you go to another phone call, then you go load another airtime. You're finished 1,000 minutes and have 2 guests. Interesting. Now, the 5-step formula. Number 1, be in a hurry. I'm not saying run while you're inviting. Be in a hurry. Being in a hurry is not running and you get on a treadmill. Being in a hurry is simply creating that essence that I have a few minutes for this phone call. Hi, James. I've been calling you. I hope you're free. Do you have a minute to spare? You'll say, yes. I was just about to dash to town. And then again, if you say you're in a hurry, and then you spend on the phone call 10 minutes, why are you in a hurry in the first place? Do you get where I'm coming from? Understand, I remember there was a time in our network marketing business where my upline used to put a timer. When that timer reaches 5 minutes, it's a warning that you have a bad what? Phone call. He puts it there with his phone, he presses like a timer when you all start. And when you pass 5 minutes, he said, you see, you've talked too much. And then the guest doesn't come tomorrow, he says, you see, it's because you talked too much. And then you're like, how can I maintain being in a hurry? But the other thing is give a compliment. Tell your neighbor, give a compliment. How many of you are complimented today morning by show of hands? You are complimented by someone. Now, turn to your neighbor and give them one genuine compliment. One genuine compliment. Turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor. If the person is also lying, you'll know. And then if you're seated next to a girl and you say, I love the size of your hips, those are not the compliments. By compliment, I mean either dress code or trait or something. Some of you may be there and then I've said give a compliment and then you start complimenting something else. Please, come back to the training. Let's come back. Friends, if you don't have a neighbor and you're a girl, thank God, right? Because this gentleman may be having waited. Give a compliment. Like now, I'm going to tell her, like the way I complimented, imagine how he's going to feel. Where is this guy? This guy has run away. I complimented who? Supriya. Even Afwa looks very smart. Please stand up and see her. Let's stand up and see her. Imagine the confidence booster it's going to give her. Just clap for her friends. Clap for her. Does she look smart? With like a flower here. Wow. Hey, please sit. Imagine she gets like a badge. She'll add it under the flower. Some of you don't even have a flower. Even badges, you refuse to wear them. We're going to take away our badges. Some of you are 1,000 BV, 5, 3, 30, what. And the only day we see you with the badge is an event. What are you keeping it for? We're going to take our badges. We're busy making new ones, therefore you don't need them. Where Mr. Alex has his. The new bronze, he cannot miss to wear his. Which other person is here in the room that doesn't have theirs? Yet they should be having. Very soon we're going to chase. Buran, do you have yours? That is a suicide game you're playing, and yet you became a bronze. Maybe he's waiting for the new one, right? He's waiting for the new one. Yeah, I've forgiven Burhan. He's waiting for the new one. Even my emerald doesn't have hers. She wore a green coat. Maybe she has confused us. You people, these badges are what make you stand out. Please stand up, Sharon. Stand up. Let them see your badge. Stand up and show them your badge. You stand up and show them your badge. Mr. Alex, stand up and show them your badge. These people need to see these badges. These badges are what make you special. Have you understood? Mr. Alex has even pointed at it like he has scored a goal. You understand? These badges are what make us what? Special. Imagine you come and then you in the audience, someone is wondering, why is it that for you it's you who has a badge and for the others they don't have? Friends, the company has tried to make the badges. Everyone can get this badge. Be a 1000 BV member and see if they won't give you 1 star. Be a 500 CV, you see if they won't give you a badge. But then some of you get the badges and you don't wear them. Give a compliment. Now, make the invite. Now, make sure the compliment connects to the reason why you're inviting someone. Charles, I've been meaning to call you. I know you're a lawyer by profession, and I know you're good at problem solving. And I want us to do something together that I feel, me and you, Charles, if we partnered on it, it's going to be a game changer. With your expertise, your professionalism, I promise you, Charles, if we meet and we talk about what I want to share, it will be something me and you will never regret for the rest of our lives. Charles will obviously ask you what it's about. It's about health and wealth. I believe you're a guy who needs a lot of money and you need an extra source of money, and I think you need money even for reserve. Charles, this is the reason why I want us to meet. Before you know it, Charles is going to be, you know why Charles is going to be obliged to come? Simply because you've complimented him so much that he has removed his resistance to where? If it was up here, somehow the resistance has come where? Down here. So that makes it easier for him to honor your invite simply because he feels indebted to you. Then the other thing you need to do is, if needed, add a reason. Have you seen? If needed. They have said if needed, add a reason. And me, I love to begin the reason why I call the person, and it makes it easier for me so that the person doesn't have to ask me, what reason should I come? You know, there's, I'm sorry to call them wiseacres, but there are those wiseacres who said, now, why should I come? You understand? Because now, the reason is, why did I even call you if you're asking me why should you come? I called you because I want you to come. Because now you the commitment. Many times we tend to have people forgetting. You make one phone call, and then you forget to do the follow-up call. The follow-up call is more important than the first phone call. Because if a person confirms and says, I'm coming, and he says, I'm what? Coming. The biggest role you have is to remind them over and over and over again until they come. Especially those people who invite over the weekend. The weekend phone calls are the hardest. Those ones, you have to pray they didn't go out and then they forgot you. You have an appointment tomorrow. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's very important to make that commitment phone call and remind them. That follow-up call is very important. Now, friends, there are common mistakes you have to avoid here. These common mistakes are the reasons why we're failing to have guests. Over-explain the opportunity. We just talked about it here. Sounding desperate and unsure. Have you ever sat next to someone and they're inviting and then you say, now where you come? When you add now way, you're finished. When you add that word, I don't know what it even means, but somehow it brings the guest to feel like I'm your only person coming. Do you get where I'm coming from? Never make the guest feel like, out of the very many people you've called, show them that it's okay. It's okay if they don't want to come, it's fine. I have another person I'm going to what? To call. But how do you make it feel, how do they get that feeling without being arrogant or without being rude, right? You be like, hi Frank, how are you? You talk, give him the reason to come. Then when you're just about to come, you be like, Frank, can I count on you appearing? Because I have a number of people that day. I wouldn't want to make it a point to note you down in my notebook and forget to call you again, right? Now, you have not told Frank in a bad way that he's the only person, but you've also again assured him that at the same time, you're not desperate. If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't show up, it's very what? Fine. Now, inviting without qualifying the prospect. This one you can't do on strangers. Are you seeing how this training is attacking our stranger cold calling? This training is attacking, I don't know, I'm not the one who made it. Don't think I'm the one who made it. You may think this is the one who made it, and then, This here, friends, is very important to do. To qualify the prospect. Why are they important to your opportunity? What are they bringing to your business? What are they offering? Reason for the call. Reason why you selected them and not someone else. That's what we mean by qualify. Many of times, we make phone calls and don't give this person a reason why this opportunity should be his cup of tea. This is the problem where guests come and they don't take the business serious because they haven't seen that connecting factor of how am I the lawyer? Probably just that's what he's thinking. How am I the lawyer supposed to benefit from these things? There was a policeman who had got invited recently. There was a policeman who got invited recently. I was in that circle when that policeman is invited. He's a policeman by profession, so he must have been thinking, now me, the policeman who has never done medicine. We've talked about products, but then when we talked about the money, he started seeing some hope. Then he also still had those questions, those unanswered brackets, that once you feel for him and make sure that this fits him, he can easily be doing this together with you. Then talking too much instead of listening. I've never seen a person have a successful invitation when the guest hasn't spoken. Like, there was a lady in our team once, she started network marketing with us. We sat down and we gave her a script. The only problem we told her is, we forgot to tell her rather, is when you read the script, it's not a poem. Like, it's not a poem. A person has to respond. I think we made we made a mistake on that script to not put it there, and we revised that script afterwards. We started putting this thing in brackets. We said, pause and listen to the prospect. Because she's the one who made us do that in the script. She would get the script and say, hi, my name is this person, Am I speaking to this? She didn't even wait for the person to say, yes, you're speaking to this person. She says, the reason for the phone call is because I'm calling you for I don't want to say it. Management-based business, It's expanding here in Africa. We're looking for a few serious people. It's happening on this day. And finally, she then asked the prospect, are you willing to come? The person did not speak a single word. That's because she forgot to do the most important thing, which is to do what? Listen. She forgot to listen. 99.9% of the phone calls that are very good are the phone calls that where you're interacting with the prospect. It's not one-way conversation. It's supposed to be two-way. Tell your neighbor two-way. These two-way conversations don't avoid the person feeling like they're forced to come. They're going to feel that pressure, by the way, that we're talking about. When you don't give them a chance to express themselves, they're going to feel that what? Pressure. And once they feel that pressure, they're going to switch off. Once they switch off, they're going to start feeling fear. Once they feel fear, they're going to start saying that even this guy, I don't even know him. This guy, I don't know him, by the way. I should first what? Leave him. But then there are those guys who have become so good at calling strangers that this guy can make you even say, yes, sir. He makes the prospect say what? Yes, sir. I don't know. There's a team that does it and the guys even say, yes. I don't even know how they get this. But they're confident anyway. But being inconsistent, I struggled with this in the beginning. I call it call reluctance. It's another word for call reluctance. You pick up the phone one day, you're motivated, you have drunk motivation syrup, and then the other day, the syrup is finished, you forgot to go to the pharmacy with motivation. And now, you become inconsistent. And at that point, that's when you start to lose it. Because when you come back and want to pick up the phone again, it starts to feel like you're doing it. Like for those guys who work out, some of us work out. It's like a dumbbell. Feels like a what? A dumbbell. It's like you're carrying a bag of cement on your ears. And that's because you've spent a long time without calling. When you enter that call reluctancy phase, coming out is so tough. Because everyone you call, you start to overthink. When you start to overthink the phone call, then you will never pick up the phone again. Right? So friends, I know we have come Where is it? Wait, our clicker is spoiled. That's a technical issue. But I want to tell you for a fact that one of the commonest things I've struggled with in network marketing is getting the confidence to understand that invitation is not perfect. Tell your neighbor it's not perfect. It will never be perfect. But the confidence you have over the phone is what suddenly makes that invitation much more perfect. Because the inviting scripts, they're saying it here, the inviting scripts work. These things here that you're seeing, they work. I'm telling you for a fact. If you lack some originality, you can use these things as guiding tools. If you lack the originality, you can sit down and say, I found something exciting and I thought of you. It's a simple but very connecting statement. I found something and I've thought of you. I mean, this here makes that person feel like out of your very many friends, you at least care enough to tell them about the opportunity, right? I found something, Miss Alex, that I feel if me and you sat down and talked about, this is the reason why I thought of you first. I wanted you to come and see it for yourself. Once we share over a cup of coffee, it will open your eyes. I don't know if it's for you, but again, I sat down and thought of you, Tandeo. I was like, but Tandeo is a pusher. He's an aggressive guy. Why not give it a chance? I know you're an accountant, you're pushing your thing, you're doing your 9 to 5, but an extra income doesn't hurt Tandeo. That's why I was like, I don't know if it may be for you, but somehow I thought if we link up and we talk about it, maybe you can change your mind about this. Do you get where I'm coming from? These are just igniting statements. I respect your opinion, Charles. I know you're a lawyer, you've been building your brand out there, and I wouldn't want to tarnish it, but I want you to come and take a look at this. Take a look at this for me, advise me if it's something me and you can do. If it's not something that you can do, at least advise me if I should take a step towards this. I want you to come and take a professional look at this. And then he'll tell you maybe share it with me on WhatsApp. You tell him, sadly, it's 100% visual. But if you spare some time for me, we can link up around town, maybe near your offices, and then maybe if you also come, if you have the time enough after work, you can come check out our office, see if it's a legit thing before I take my first step. Now, understanding where to apply this is very important. Have you seen the different scenarios? Understanding how to apply this is where the problem comes. It's saying I'm launching something big and I want you to see it. Now, this one I love using it for new people. I get the phone call. Take, for example, if I sponsored Ruth, I would say that, hi, how are you? My name is Abdulaziz. Am I speaking to Sharon? Yes, Sharon. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a minute to spare? Yes. If she says yes, you continue. If she doesn't, you hang up, right? Or you tell them that when is the next time I can best call you. You say, Sharon, me and Ruth are putting something new together. And Ruth gave me her 5 close friends. The people she respects so much. This is the compliment we're saying, right? Remember the compliment? She gave me her 5 close friends who are special to her. And you just happen to be on that list. And for me, I felt like it was going to be a disservice if I didn't take time to call you personally as her team leader or her business partner, whatever term you want to use. And we invite you to Ruth's business launch. It's happening, we're having 2 launches. It's happening on Monday and one on Thursday. We're doing it for our 5 friends, special friends. And I want to tell you for a fact, Sharon, Ruth told me she even scared to invite you herself because she wants this to be the best experience for you. Like, you're adding more reason for this person not to go back to Ruth and then ask her, Kati Ruth, what's it all about? Gee, this one, then Ruth. You have to give a reply. If you do that for your new downline, you have to give a reply to Ruth to give who? Sharon. That's the most important thing. I'm launching something together. Like, if you have the confidence to use it and you're not going to do this call for your downline, I always tell people that you can still do it yourself and say that I'm launching something new. I'm putting a business plan together. I'm calling 5 friends who are close to me who can benefit from this. And I thought of you because I know this about you. And it's for that reason I want you to be among the first 5 people I work with. And I want you to come check it out. Once you check it out, you'll never regret. Now, friends, are we applying these scripts? Are we applying these scripts? Are we applying these scripts, friends? I feel like these scripts are very essential for us. If we make them part of our lives, it will become easier. You start to own these scripts. Like, someone has just put these scripts in front of me. I didn't have the perfect words for them, but because I've used them so much, it becomes easy for you to package them to every person, every scenario, every outlet, right? Otherwise, I think we've come to our training. They told me to do a practical session, but I don't know if we have time for a practical session. Do we have to do a practical session? Can we do a practical session? People like practicals. Can we do a practical session? Oh, yes. I get one representative here, one here, and one there, right? So here, who are we selecting to represent the whole company? This side, company, OQATA 1. This is OQATA Uganda, this one, OQATA East Africa, OQATA Europe. So who's representing OQATA Uganda here? Huh? Who's representing OQATA Uganda? Should I pick? I tell you, if I pick, I'll pick badly. Should I pick? I want OQATA East Africa to be organizing. They may be organizing a representative. Who wants to represent OQATA East Africa? Ugandans, as usual, they are thinking about it. East Africa. Who wants to represent East Africa? Here? OQATA East Africa? East Africans are, I know my Europeans, they don't think about it, Mama. My Europeans here, who's going to represent us? We do one practical session. Who's going to represent the European? If Sharon has even stood up even before you come, Sharon, Mama, you're European. These Europeans of ours, they don't think about it too much. You see, Africans, this is the reason why network marketing should start from Europe. Mama Sharon, join me here. Our Africans, our East Africans here, I want to represent. Now you see, East Africans have somehow changed. They have come. Then the Ugandans, I have to pick by force. My Ugandans, do you have a representative here? I want the other guy. He's a 3 in 30 person. I want him. You come. You're turning behind. You're a 3 in 30, my friend. You come. I haven't forgotten your name. You, the blue suit with the blue shirt and you're a 3 in 30 person. Come. So you must be calling people like nothing. He was standing behind us. He's even doubting he's a 3 in 30. Look at this man. First, come and represent us Ugandans. Yes, your name? Shafiq. Let's clap for these people. Let's clap for them. Your name, sir? Festus. Wow, let's clap for Festus. And of course, our European from there. Let's clap for Sharon. Now, I'm going to just simply ask them to apply this one. Let's go back here. I want you to pick one of these scenarios and pick the one that's good for you. And then you apply it and show me how you'd use it, right? Pick the one, the inviting script, fit it in your script that you invite someone with. I'm going to be your prospect, right? So, the audience will be your prospect, right or right? Right. You're saying right because we haven't selected you. So, if we selected you, you'd be starting also to panic here. But otherwise, there's no wrong answer, there's no wrong approach. True or false? So, we're going to begin with Shafiq. Which one have you picked, Shafiq? The first one. Yes, Festus, which one have you picked? The second one. And they're going in chronicle order. Which one have you picked, Sharon? The last one. She has skipped our European, skipped the other one for the African. So, we're going to begin with our Ugandan here, Mr. Shafiq. He's going to apply how he would use the first script and show us how it would work for you.
Good morning. Yes. When I'm calling someone, I'm going to our marketing. Call him that. Hello, how are you, Daniel? I have something exciting and I think it's a big fit for you. You love it. That it's more important when you come and see it.
Daniel, would you come? Daniel, I'm asking all of you. You're Daniel, meanwhile. Would you come?
What is it all about? Just ask a question.
Daniel, part one is, which question would you ask him? What's it all about? The whole Daniel has asked you. What's it all about?
It's about making an extra income and also what you do.
Okay. Daniel, are you somehow convinced to come? Yes. There's a negative Daniel here. Let her represent. Negative Daniel, please tell us why you wouldn't come. Please, you have raised up your hand. Please tell us why you wouldn't come. What exactly do you do? Negative Daniel, we're going to fire that question back to you. Please respond to her.
I'm working with an international organization offering opportunities to Ugandans or different people over the world and expanding rapidly. And I think it's better to come and see it because it has helped many people to improve financially and health.
Negative Daniel, are you convinced? Negative Daniel is holding her mouth. Let me tell you, by the way. Let's first clap for him. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Now, I know why our negative Daniel is putting her head and shaking it. Let me tell you, friends, it's not easy to invite you on stage, so I commend him for doing it. But also equally, maybe if he added a little more excitement, enthusiasm, you understand? Yes, and energy and confidence, maybe he would have, I imagine he's not doing that. This one is demonstration, right? On the phone, he must be like a superstar. Because how can he appear in 3 in 30, right? Hey, he must be a superstar. This guy is a superstar. I trust Shafiq. So, negative Daniel will give you 0 out of 10. We'll give Shafiq. How much do you give Shafiq? 8. That is an upline. That is an upline. The non-uplines, this column had him as a representative. This column, how many would you give it? 6. Someone has said 6. I think it's fair. Negative Daniel wants to recover. No. We're not to give you time to recover. Festus, please use your example.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. My name is Navasa Festus. So, I don't know if this is for you. Hey, Maureen, you are my OG, and we have been so friends ever since from the secondary school. But overcome for the time I've been not around, I discovered something so important and so strange, which I want us to share. I don't know if it is for you, but I am requesting if we can meet on Wednesday, and I suggest to you. I beg, I know it will be so important to your life.
Wow. Maureen, Maureen, would you come? Yes. There are a lot of women. If the women say they wouldn't come, there is something wrong. Now, let me just... Friends, by the way, I feel like Festus would do an amazing job if he was using his local language to invite. Do you believe so? Yes. So we wanted him. Where's our translator? Which translator? What language do you speak, Festus? Runyankole. I think negative Maureen, they are speaking to you. So please, that is the yellow flag. Please say to her in your language so that you feel more comfortable. I want to see if there's a difference. I just want to see if his tonation will change, right? Hey. Speak in your language.
Hello. Maureen, how are you?
Arabesha, he's lying. You're lying.
This morning, Rirota. Maureen, numanya yubobero ojiwanje from the time of the maze tukushoma hamwe. Konka maziro gwire numayo birombe kuguzireho takurebana. Ndebere kintu kirungi. Actually niyo muntu undengatekere kubanza kiganiraho niwe. Mwena nyendo funakire olwakashatu nimano obwo bize kongo funakire kuize tukiganiro.
Wow. Eh? Have you seen the tonation change? Now, it's you as an upline. It's very important as an upline to stop making people swallow the words in English. Am I speaking to someone? Yes. You know your team maybe is using Luganda, they are pros. If you give the guy a phone to call in Luganda, Allah, you will have made a mistake and made it too comfortable for him to invite. Because I just noticed there was the way he was packaging his words that he didn't really want to bring that he has brought out in his local language. Chindu chirunji, that one. That chirunji was missing. Now, for me, I feel like he was very good when he changed it to his what? Language, right? So sometimes it's okay to use the scripts in your local language, right? So our European, she may use French, but please bear with her. Kennedy will translate, right? So Sharon, the floor is yours. Hey, first week. How many do we give him? 10. That's from the West. You see, Evelyn. That is the Maureen they were inviting, Mama. That's the upline. Mama, Team Uganda, the negative people will give under. Yes, how many would you give him? And you see, Uganda is the negative. I won't come back here. So the Europeans here, how many would you give him? 7. You see, Europeans are fair. They give him not so much. Perfect. So we give Sharon a chance. Sharon, come here. Thank you, gentlemen. Sharon said she's using the last one, right? So let's give her a chance.
Yes, good morning, Frank. How are you? Long time. It has been a while. I've got something new that I'm launching, and I want you to see it. I know you guys are someone who is so aggressive, determined, and committed. Are you within Kampala? I would want you to see this because I know when we do it together, we're going to become successful. Are you free? When are you free? Can we get time in the morning or even after work? Please give me your feedback.
Wow. Hey, someone has added, wow. She has funds. Sharon has funds. I've already got negative ask here. So, Team Frank here, tell us, would you come? Yes. Hey, she has a lot of funds. Sharon has a lot of funds. I picked the wrong person. This one, it seems she's the political leader of this office. So, really, I feel like she has what I think the other two may have been. Okay, he must have found it somewhere along the way, which was that kind of confidence and assurance. I think sometimes people want to feel assured about the opportunity working out for them. Huh? So I want to just say that she has done an amazing job. I think someone will come, genuinely. And I also feel like all of them have done an amazing job, right? I feel like Shafiq, I believe he's doing an amazing job. That's the reason why he appears in 3 in 30. So it simply means that he's doing an extra effort. Maybe also if I gave him a chance to use Luganda. Uplines, would he do a better job if he used Luganda? Someone even nodded their heads like, yeah, that guy would kill it. So I believe the same. If I gave him a chance, he would have killed it in Uganda. So, friends, I want to thank everyone. Let's clap for them as they take their seats. Let's clap for them. Tomorrow it will be you. So anytime you have to be always invited, right? So that when we collect you on the stage and tell you to come, please feel free and what? Come. But tell your neighbor now. Tell your neighbor now. In the presence, we have an amazing gentleman who I believe has really been the reason why we are picking up in terms of ourselves, but also been a reason why we are composed enough to organize ourselves here on a day-to-day. I don't know if he has any communications. Do you have? Yes. No, can't manage. You can't come like that, please. You can't come. I have to give you a high profile about this man. This gentleman here has done network marketing for so long, even before I was born, I imagine. But I want to imagine that he's not too old enough to still apply what is trending in network marketing today. He has managed to adapt to the market. When I first found him, he was never a fan of TikTok. You know what was funny? He didn't even believe TikTok was one of the methods he would use. But today, you can't go on your For You page and you don't find the Clinic of Wellness, right? And also equally, you can't be there and then not see what he has done for us on an